Hello YouTube and welcome to Kapow Toys Presents. I am your host King Grimlock and tonight we're going to be looking at Revenge of the Fallen Hunt for Decepticons Deluxe, Ironhide. And as we can see, Ironhide is represented in his GMC pickup truck mode. I'm not sure the exact model number. Someone please tell me in the comments bar. What you first notice is there are quite a lot of articulation seams. This guy's very panel heavy, he's a very involved transformation and it's very detailed, especially for a Deluxe. It's massively detailed in its transformation for a Deluxe when you consider some of the others have literally been just unfold the legs from underneath, pull out the arms from the side. This guy is very, very nice. Being all black, they must have had quite a lot of room for paint apps to be put on, and not much on the car mode, I'm afraid. You've got the headlights, rear headlights picked out, some silver around the front, GMC throughout, lovely little autobot symbol, but there's no silver on the alloys, real disappointment, and also on the smokestacks. Wouldn't great, just pick them out with a bit of silver paint, guys. You've used it on the front. Would it have hurt you to use it other areas of the toy as well? One thing you notice straight off is the massive amount of robot kibble that sticks out from the bottom. It is a real shame because it's quite well hidden underneath. You do have obvious parts, but you know it does have a streamline effect of a car. If they'd put some joints on here, maybe folded them down, you would have hidden all that away, but because of the involved transformation and the amount of joints that are involved in that, I can see why the extra engineering wouldn't have been able to go in. Overall, here's a very, very, very nice car mode, especially for a deluxe size vehicle. Give you a scale size. Here he is with his rescaled deluxe counterpart Ratchet. As you can see straight off, they are fairly well in movie proportions. Ratchet's maybe a little bit smaller than you would actually expect him to be in real life, but it works fairly well in my eyes. I think that's quite a nice in scale thing. He also comes with the drone gun, which I believe is from the Revenge of the Fallen game. This can be stored one of two ways in his vehicle mode. There's one where he actually stores underneath the car, the roof of the car. I know what word I'm looking for. And then round the back, there are two little holes in there, and they are just perfectly wide enough for these feet. But without the instructions, which I unfortunately don't have, it's quite hard to know if it just sits up like so. Does that come down to support it? You know, it's hard to tell exactly. Maybe like that. That looks alright. Maybe have a little human figure sitting on the back. Could be quite big. So you can store it in either way. It'd be nice to see the instructions when they come out to see what that recommends does in the back. And it seems a very odd joining point because it does seem very tight and you just sort of have to just thrust it in. But it's perfectly wide, so I would imagine that is why it's there. The drone does fold up, as I say, and just slot away and does fit in underneath the roof of the car. So if you don't like him in that mode, it's not a problem. You can store him away. Brilliant. Let's get on to the robot because that's where you're going to see most of the detail and you see what a good job these guys have done with scaling down Ironhide into a deluxe mode. And then we have Deluxe Ironhide in his robot mode. And the first thing you probably notice is just how detailed it is and just how different it is from his vehicle mode, if that makes any sense. There are elements of the vehicle remaining, obviously the front end, which is then crushed down like it is in the movie. The windows, a little bit of kibble on the side there. But the panels, you know, the panelling is all there, but it's just different. It's so structurally different. There isn't a part where you go, "Well, that's clearly where his legs have gone, or his arms are clearly twisted around there." And it's just a very nice involved transformation, especially this chest area where everything's hidden away underneath the bonnet in vehicle mode, and then it all breaks out before crashing back in. It's a very nice transformation. Little Autobot symbol, silver Autobot symbol on the top there. An excellent head sculpt. Could have done with some more paint apps though. I do like this slightly bluish tinge to the silver areas picking out in there, and this grey. It has got a bit of a metallic blue tinge to it, but it's very, very faint. It is very much more a grey than a blue. Again, some articulation on the toes would have been very nice. Help to pose him. He's very steady, but you can't really get him more. Yeah, it's not as articulated as Drift, or not as balanced as Drift. Good articulation on the shoulders, ball joints and twists at the bicep, and not a double at the elbow unfortunately, but there are twists at the wrist, which is nice. Again, no waist joint, bit of a shame, but good hip, thigh, knee, and a double at the ankle. Gives all coverage. Now this leg kibble on the side, the panelling, I've arranged in two different ways on the video, or for this video, that you can see. Basically all three areas are fully independent. They move how, as and when you want them to, where you want, you know. You can do what you want with them, you can arrange them how you want. I'm sure the instruction manual will probably give a defined way of doing it, but it does mean you can either go for a slightly more regimented way or more of an armour panelling way. And there are many more ways you can arrange them as well. As I was saying about the drone, where have you gone? In vehicle mode, you plug him into his arm there, which is why he doesn't have the cannon on the side. And when the roof closes up, because that's quite clearly the roof of the car there, it slots in. And a little ingenious thing, obviously, that sticks out a little bit. The gun actually opens in two, so you can line the panels back up. Really nice little ingenious thing. I do prefer the cannons on this to the one on the Voyager class one, where they were just so massive they overpowered the figure. I know he's supposed to be the munitions expert for the Autobots, but it was just too much. It was just too big. I do like this one. I would have preferred the other one on the other side left the drone out. I don't think it's a necessary addition, but then again, I didn't play the game. For those that played the Revenge of the Fallen game, I'm sure that it's actually quite a nice thing to add in. Again, scale-wise, let's have a look at him next to his shrunken brethren, Ratchet. As you can see, he is a good head or so shorter than Ratchet. I don't overly remember in the film who was taller. I think Ironhide might have been slightly, but you know, scale-wise, he's not too bad. He's very sturdy. He's very stocky. He's well built. The legs are massive. He feels planted. Parts don't seem to want to move as much as I've seen them do on the Voyager. The chest area is fairly secure. Overall, he presents a very nice representation of Ironhide in his robot mode. I do like this. I do like the design of it. He could have done with being a little bit bigger, maybe, but the intricacies of the transformation make up for the size by quite a way, actually. I love a nice involved transformation on my Deluxes. I think they're the target point of Transformers, Deluxes and then Scouts, and they can do a lot with them. And with this, they've proven it. It's very intricate, very detailed. There are little moments, little things I would have liked to have changed, but you know what? I'm fairly pleased with him. There we have him. This is Kapow Toys Presents. This is Revenge of the Fallen, Hunt for the Decepticons, Ironhide. You can pre-order one down there at Kapow Toys. Thanks for watching.